Hello. Um, Today's video is basically a storytelling session of how I lost a huge account at the beginning of this year, and it just messed with my head a lot. It's very common to see a lot of people talk about how they are brilliant traders and they're making millions and stuff, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate with me when you blow accounts. I think I'm pretty much good at blowing accounts. This was my fourth account that I blew, but in size and in magnitude, it was very large. So the story is basically that last year I had several accounts. Some accounts I trade, in a moderate way, and some of them I trade very riskily. So here, this was the account that I traded with a lot of risk, no stop loss, very high lots, and I managed to grow X amount of money into at least 10x in less than a year. We can share details later on as we grow, but the idea is that I wasn't using stop losses, so several things went wrong altogether. So I'm just gonna go through some of the problems so that maybe if you guys can avoid those too, you would not have such losses that I took. So last year was brilliant for me. It was great, and I kept trading. And a friend of mine even told me that do not trade the last week of the year and the first week of the new year. And I didn't really think much about it. And boom, Euro JPY went down. There was a flash crash in that. I was holding long positions with a lot of lots. I was long on Euro JPY, and there was a huge crash. Then prices, of course, stabilized again, but unfortunately, on this one account, I lost it. I lost the whole account. I still remember to this day that I was on my platform on my mobile. I was looking at the account, and it just um, the equity started going down in front of my eyes, and it was so fast that I couldn't even have time to close my accounts, to close the trade. Sorry. A few things that went wrong is that I used to trade very high lots, so never overextend your margin. I don't know how you guys look at the margin, but for me, the margin percentage level should be at least 500%. Anything below that, you're exposed. Apart from the margin, you also have to know what is your stop loss. So as I said, I do not use the stop loss because I believe the brokers have clusters of they somehow have a way to know where stop losses are mostly placed at, and they would take your positions out. So to escape from this hassle, I use hedging these days. But this is one of the things. This is one of the lessons learned. So if you are a guy who does not use stop loss, please fix that, because unless you have a way to prevent your account from getting blown up, you cannot call yourself a proper trader. So make sure that you either have stop losses or you hedge your trades well. Hedging is what I do currently, especially with Euro USD. You see, I have longs at 1.16, or if I would be making some kind of profit if I'm at 1.16. So you see, I've fallen quite a bit. I do not have stop losses. I'm still in my trades, but I have shorts placed below or at certain levels. So if certain supports were broken, my shorts would come in place, and somehow they ensure that I don't lose my account. That's one. So I mean, that's the second thing. So don't have very high lots. Have a stop loss method with you. Do not trade on very high intense events. So beginning of the year, end of the year is one of the things. There's elections and there's stuff like that going on all the time. Like now we had European elections. If you could avoid, do that. But I mean, I don't think this really applies to me or many other traders as well who trade all the time. Um, Also, don't be greedy. I used to think that I'm going to keep all this money and keep growing, but it doesn't really work like this. I had a great stretch of wins, and I should have at least taken half of that money out, bought a few Rolexes, I don't know, um, and chilled out for a bit. So yeah, don't be too greedy and keep grinding hard, man. This video was basically just for the purpose of sharing some experiences, and as we probably grow, I'm gonna share in detail on how much money I actually lost. So that's just one instance. Maybe I'm gonna do another video of other accounts that I've lost and why I lost them. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.